All right, so I just got done working out and I had some thoughts I wanted to share with you. So, the How My Thinking Leads to Eating series. I want to propose an idea. What if you started to let this become drama free? And what I mean by drama free, I've done a bunch of videos on drama, on how we create it because we set the rules, we break the rules, right? Because this is that struggle between the higher and the lower brain. You wake up in the morning, you have all the focus, you write the plan, you pack the lunch, and then you binge at 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, or you're hitting the pantry and grazing, and there's this internal struggle, right? And what I often see, the reason there is the drama element is for several reasons. One, you really haven't wrapped your mind around the idea that this isn't you. If I were to ask you right now, you and I are sitting together, we're having coffee, we're having tea, and I said, what is it you want for yourself today? You would be very well thought out. You'd be like, okay, I'm going to go to work. I'm going to, eat the planned meals I have. I'm working on these goals. I'm going to go hit the gym. You would be able to articulate for me a probably really well thought out plan and actions. But then at some point during the day, it falls apart. And you see that falling apart. You see the lower brain chatter as being you, but it's not you. It resides inside of you, but it's not you. The person I would sit down and have a conversation with is you. That lower brain is part of you, but it's not your decision making. It's literally a habitual loop that plays over and over and over again. And over time, you have believed it. You have followed it down the path that it leads you. You haven't questioned it. You've just thought, of course, this is me. It makes logical sense what I hear it saying. I do want to eat those foods because I do feel stressed. I do deserve it. I have had a bad day, right? It makes sense to you in the moment, but it's not coming from your higher level brain. So the way that you start to drop the drama from this process is to almost think of it as an annoying roommate. A toddler that you are taking care of. You wouldn't take advice from a toddler. You wouldn't sit down with a toddler and say, give me some thoughts on where I should progress with my life. Like, you would never do that, right? You clearly see that this kid is a kid and that it doesn't offer you anything of value as far as your education, your goal setting, your lifelong plans and ambitions. It's kids are wonderful, but I'm not going to take any financial or food related advice from a 3-year-old. So one of the ways that I have learned to make this drama free is how I talk to my lower brain. Oh, you lower brain, you, there you are again. See, it's not like I take it seriously. I don't buy into what it's saying. When it tells me I'm never going to get where I want to be, so have whatever I want anyway, I know it's not being truthful. I know it's like a little kid wanting its way. So when I talk to it in that kind of goofy, fun-loving kind of way, it's because it's not going to go anywhere. I'm not going to fight that fight anymore. I'm just not going to also make it be something about Heather, right? Because it's not about Heather. It's the lower brain. So I just yell, there you are again, you crazy lower brain. Nope, we're not going to do that today. See, I just dismiss it. Like it's almost nonsensical. It's kind of like if you wanted to have a picnic outside and you got upset because ants and flies showed up. Where in the world are you going to go, other than maybe the tundra or somewhere extremely cold, where there are no flies and ants that might come when you're having a picnic, right? I live in Florida. It's like the insect capital of the world. Every time I go outside, there's insects. I don't expect them to go away. I know they're going to be there. That's the kind of craziness that goes on when we think our lower brain is meaningful and when we think it should stop. And I want to encourage you, let go of both of those ideas. The other reason I see a lot of drama coming into this experience is not only because you're thinking that's you and you're identifying that lower brain as being you, and that makes it more meaningful. It's because you think you should have always more power in the moment to dismiss it. You're not. 100% you're not. You're going to fall down. You're going to get back up. But what you're looking for is progress in the implementation of reducing the amount of time you follow it. Okay. So if just say you're 50 years old and that lower brain's been there this whole time, and you've been completely oblivious to the fact that that's what it is. And you're learning all this new stuff, listening to this, how my thinking leads to eating series. You're just now becoming aware of a system that has existed this whole time. You're not going to automatically say, oh, Heather said all these things. Yes, I will always be able to dismiss my urge to eat or binge or whatever because I get it's my lower brain. The higher thinking brain retains that information logically, it understands it. But in the moment when you're lured down the path of your lower thinking brain, it is a habitual loop. It is not something that has a whole lot of thought and originality to it. You've listened to it for years, if not decades. It will continue to be there. You have to become more and more aware of how it shows up for you, and more ability to say, there you are, you crazy lower brain. Nope, we're not going to go down and eat all the Krispy Kremes today. We're going to stick to our original plan. We'll maybe put some Krispy Kremes on tomorrow, but we're not going to do that. See, again, treating it like the toddler. I love you to death, but go play with your toys, right? It's dismissing. Then the other thing I want you to keep in mind is sometimes the drama comes on the back end. When we've gone down the path with our lower brain, we've eaten all the food, we've not followed our original plan, and then we beat ourselves up. Why are we doing that? Why are you beating yourself up? It's not you. This is probably like, if you walk away with one thought, this is not you. You and I sitting down with that cup of coffee, the words that come out of your mouth, that's you. That is you thinking, okay? The thing when you're sitting on the couch, thinking about the day, feeling extremely stressed, feeling extremely anxious, going into the pantry, that's you on autopilot. That's you listening to your lower brain. It is not you. So instead of beating yourself up, you go, I followed my lower brain today. I see that now. And it said this, and this to me. Maybe I should be more aware of that for next time. Maybe the days I have a hard day at work, it's going to say to me, hey, you really deserve to have that box of Oreos because you had a really rough day at work. Maybe that's something I should look for in the future. But I just got lured down the path. It's okay. Not a big deal. I'm just going to keep working on this because it's not going anywhere. Heather and I talked about that. It's not going anywhere. And my goal is to dismiss it more often than not. Like that's where I'm long-term trying to pivot myself to. So the drama is by realizing you and your lower brain are not the same thing. It resides in you. It's in there, but it's not you. Okay. The second thing that we want to keep in mind is we can let go of the drama by not expecting it to ever go away and by just learning how to dismiss it more often than not. We don't have to be perfect. And then what we want to also do is, it's interesting because we can often believe what it says. Now, Orson Welles did this thing, the War of the Worlds, right? A long time ago, I can't tell you the year, but they released the War of the Worlds on the radio, and people believed it was real. They believed aliens were invading the world. This was a big thing. It sounded so real. It was on the radio waves, for heaven's sakes, which was the main form of entertainment at that time and communication. No one told people it was a joke. So they're listening to this live broadcast. Aliens are invading. It's all been prefabricated. It was a radio play. And then people freaked out, man. They were running outside their house. They were freaking out. Like they really believed it was real. And where I see a lot of the drama come in with the lower brain, it's like you're hearing the War of the Worlds on the radio and no one has told you it's fake. I'm telling you it's fake. I'm telling you your lower brain is going to show up and tell you things and it's going to sound so real. It's going to say, see, you're not making any progress. Go ahead and have the cake. Oh my gosh, you had such a rough day at work. You deserve to have this. You're going to believe it. Where your power is knowing it's fake. Knowing almost everything, if not 100% of everything it says, because you're not going to be being chased down by a tiger anytime soon or a lion. You're probably not experiencing a famine right now that you actually have to legit worry about. So really, like in this current world we live in, it's a pointless thing to have. It's really not serving you in any way. So everything it's saying to you, you can dismiss it. So once you start to recognize it, once you know what it says, and again, those are very repetitive phrases you've heard a gajillion times. You might even want to keep a list of them just so you can really quickly identify them. then what it is just realizing it means nothing. It's frivolous. It's a radio play that's done in a way that's supposed to convince you it's real. Okay, so these are all ways that you can start to reduce drama for yourself. I really want to encourage you to do that, because the sooner you can see it for what it is, the sooner you can push past it, jump back up, get up on your feet, and let your higher brain take back over, the better. You aren't getting rid of it. It's there. You want to understand it doesn't mean anything. It's just repeating the same messages over and over again based on old behavior. You are going to get lulled down the path a few times. But your job is to become more aware of it, identify it quicker, and shut it down. This will help it become drama-free. You guys have a great day. Please like and subscribe and hit the bell icon so you get notifications when a new video comes out. And feel free to share these with people you think would benefit from them. You have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.